Hello, my name is Mr. Simmons. I will be your 7th grade math teacher this school year. If you're a parent watching this video, then I'll be your child's math teacher this school year. So welcome to Griselle. Welcome to 7th grade. I hope you had a great summer. It's going to be a unique school year coming up. This for me will be my 20th school year, but most definitely the most unique school year that we're going to ever have, or I hope to have in my career. So I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to the challenges. Looking forward to getting the kids excited about math, keeping them engaged as much as possible via the computer route, and then hopefully we get kids in the building sooner than later, and we can get back to as normal a school year as possible. So I'm looking forward to that. With that said, I have a few things I want to cover in this video, just some of the nuts and bolts about math class, what it's going to look like, and tour the room and that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's get started. Like I said, it's my 20th school year teaching. I've been in Dublin for a long time. My wife teaches in Dublin as well. She's at the new elementary school over at DEP, and this is her 22nd year teaching. My brother's an art teacher in the district as well. My mom taught for 35 years, so a lot of teaching blood in the Simmons family there. So grew up here locally. It's my 43rd year living in Dublin. I was born and raised in Dublin, grew up on Brock Road. So I have some Brock Road friends out there that are watching this video as we speak right now. As far as the family goes, I've got 3 kids. One's going to be at high school, one's going to be at Carr, and one's going to be at Glacier Ridge Elementary. So I've got one in each level, elementary, middle school, and high school. Many of you out there that are watching this, students of mine, know my daughter. This is my daughter, Kaylee, and my dog, Molly. So the reason I'm showing Kaylee right there is because she's also a 7th grader. She's a 7th grader over at Carr Middle School. This is her here by my finger with some of her good friends. Some of you might even be in that picture. And she loves to play soccer. So there's Kaylee with a big head, riding some sort of polar bear from the zoo or something like that. But she's a big soccer player. She's looking forward to her 7th grade year at Carr. And again, I only showed that because many of you know Kaylee already, which is kind of cool. Speaking of that, I actually took a little math. We're going to do a little math right now. I asked Kaylee to look at my rosters, and believe it or not, she knew already 41 of my students. She's at Carr, but of my Griselle students, she knew 41 of my students. I currently, I think, have 86, and that's constantly changing because the rosters have changed daily since we got back here to school. So it could be closer to 90 at this point. I'm not quite sure. But with that said, 41 out of 86 turns out to be equal to 0.4767 ... That means things are going to continue on forever and ever without a pattern. If we wanted to turn that into percentage, we'd swing that to the decimal to the right 2 spots. Same thing as multiplying by 100. That would mean that about 47 point, we'll call it 7. We'll take that 7 right there. We're around that 6 up. So about 47.7%, and I'm going to use this as an about symbol. So about 47.7% of my students, my daughter already knows, which is kind of cool. So if you're one of my daughter's friends, welcome to class. If you're not, that's okay too. No big deal. I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody. Many of you I already know through Kaylee, but I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody and to get to see you on our Google Meets and hopefully get to see you here in the classroom here pretty soon. Moving on from there, some things about math class. Let's talk about the things we'll need. Number 1, we'll need a calculator, which is what I used to calculate that last little math problem that we just did. This is the TI-30X Roman numeral 2 and then the S. This is a great one. It's a Texas Instrument calculator. This would get you through 7th grade math, 8th grade math. Once you get into algebra, you'll then get one of those graphing calculators. But these you can get at like Walgreens, Walmart, Target, I'm sure. Amazon is great. So that's the calculator you need. Most of those, you already have those from 6th grade as well. As far as math books go, we do have 2 Carnegie Learning workbooks. These textbooks, or not, I shouldn't say textbooks, but workbooks. There is a volume 1 right there and a volume 2 right there. It's all course 2. Course 2 is the same thing as saying 7th grade math. So course 2 is 7th grade math. And we'll obviously start in volume 1. These have lots of different pieces to the puzzle, practice pages, questions that we'll use. So these should be at home with you. We'll start to use them over the first few weeks here. Not the first day, but we'll definitely use them from home. So if you haven't picked yours up yet, that's no big deal. You can just call the school Monday morning, make an appointment, or come into the door. They won't let you in the building, but they'll definitely bring these out to you outside the school, and then you can use those there at home. So just call the school if you haven't picked yours up yet, if your son or daughter doesn't have it. Calculator, books. Okay, so pencil, a lot of pencil action. Don't use a pen, please. Also paper. So I know in your school kits, most people have a spiral. Make one of those spirals a math spiral. If you make it a math spiral, I encourage you to all year long write things down, show your work, draw pictures, stay organized, put down the date, put down today we're on topic blank, blank, and blank. And so organize your spiral the best way you can, because I can guarantee it's going to help you out. We'll also use things like Google Keep and Google Keep Notes. But anytime you want to write something down, or if we're doing something either that's not in our workbook, write things down in a spiral or write things down in here. But please use that pencil and paper action. Super important to show your work and get in that habit. So other things to discuss are going to be online items. We have a lot of online things. You obviously should be familiar with Schoology. If you need help logging into Schoology, you can shoot me an email. Speaking of email, we're going to use Gmail as much as possible. So the Google Mail, use that more so than the Schoology conferences, please, or the Schoology messages. Schoology has a nice feature where you can send a message, and that's fine if you do it that way. It shows up in my Gmail. But as far as the students are concerned, get in the habit of using your Gmail accounts, logging into your Gmail accounts, checking them on your phones, things like that, pretty often every day. And then parents, same thing. Gmail is probably the better way to go. But getting into Schoology daily, checking out your agendas, checking out your Schoology actions important. We'll use Google Drive a lot and many, many other websites, but we won't get into those. We'll cross that bridge later and down the road. As far as grades go, don't worry about that for now. Simply just plan to do your best, work your tail off. I do want everyone to work hard this year. I know it's going to be a funky start, but our grades are going to be broken down into a 70% and a 30%. 70% is going to be our assessments, quizzes, things like that, projects, etc. 30% this year is going to be kind of new. It's going to be called like an effort and engagement. And when I say effort and engagement, I know that's somewhat new because sometimes the grade doesn't have a lot of effort or participation. I'm not going to really look at it as participation. It's going to be, are you doing what you're supposed to? Are you on top of things? Are you putting forth a solid effort? Are you working on your Mathy accounts like you're supposed to? Are you up to speed with your Mathy accounts? So plan on portion of your grade, a small portion of your grade, coming from an effort and an engagement piece, completing things on time, getting things done. There'll be a rubric at some point in regard to that, but just know that an effort and an engagement piece is going to be part of your grade this year, and then the Mathia will work its way into that section somehow. So outside of that, what else did I want to talk about? You see behind me here, the homeschooling, that's just for the first couple of weeks. That's kind of my logo from last year. You'll see that same logo on my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is linked inside of Schoology, as is the Google Meet. So Monday morning when we get to school, 8 a.m., our first class takes off. At 8 a.m., first period should be logged in. Maybe in a couple minutes, get ready a couple minutes before that. So right about 8 o'clock, I'll open up the link. You won't be able to get into that link until I've opened up the classroom. So once I've opened up that classroom, then you'll be good to go. And you can then join us live at 8 a.m. But the link to the math class online is at the top of Schoology, and so is my YouTube channel. I recognize that. Right now it says that it's homeschooling. That's just for the first couple of weeks. Hopefully we can get that to become a just straight up schooling with Mr. Simmons soon. And that's about it. So I just wanted to kind of get that out there. A couple introductions. Make sure you can kind of put a face with the name there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Shoot me an email, Simmons_Kevin@DublinSchools.net. That's the Gmail account that we want to use all year. Be familiar with Schoology. Grades are going to be kept in Schoology. You'll be able to see them in Schoology. Don't use Progress Book to look up grades. That's only what the teachers will use to submit the grades at the end of the quarter. Outside of that, our room looks a little something like this. If you want a quick tour, there's a lot of action back there. Got Elvis in the back of the room, a little dartboard, some computer action with us on it there. What else is going on here? A couple monitors in play, and a creepy face back there from Halloween. So that's about it. Hope everyone's looking forward to the school year like I am. It's going to be a good time. Thanks a lot, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see people Monday morning. Remember the first period, second period, third period are math classes for me. I'll see you live, and then fourth period is a study center. Then your lunchtime time frame takes place, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 5th and 6th are going to be math classes for me. Those are technically asynchronous. I'll probably be online. If you want some help looking through things instead of just working through the folder on your own, I'll be available during those times as well. So if you want to pop into the Google Math Classroom, feel free to do so. And then after that, it would be kind of your study time to finish up anything that you didn't get to during the day. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.